Douglas Kalungi. I'm the Chief Operations Officer of High People Foundation. High People Foundation is an African entity known for so many things: digital inclusion, financial inclusion, research, entertainment, among other things. But for all intents and purposes, we are here for financial inclusion. In the next 45 minutes, we are going to have a very interesting discussion, which we have themed Borders to Boardrooms. It is a very important one for those that are interested in real last mile inclusion. It is very important for those interested in empowering women traders, women farmers, and the likes. It is critical to note that globally there is issues around inclusion and for women. And through the Borders to Boardroom presentation we are going to have in the next 45 minutes, you're going to see the work we have been doing. I'm going to first invite the team I'm going to engage for the next 40 minutes. Then we shall have a short video and proceed. I can assure you that this is a very key discussion, and as we'll find out, it is very important that last mile is involved in everything. Joining me on the panel today is Mr. Innocent Kawoya, CEO High People. Thank you so much. I'll also be joined by Shaut Neza, Fintech's Events Manager, High People. I'll be joined by Dr. Jonathan. He's from CBC, he's still outside but coming in. Again, I'll be joined by Joseph Chimbowa, Chief Content Officer from High People. And lastly, I'll be joined by Doreen Namfuka, Senior Manager Programs from High People. Thank you so much. As we wait for Dr. Jonathan to join us, like I've said, for the next 40 minutes, we're going to have a very interesting conversation around last mile women inclusion. Thank you so much. Let me ask the production team to play the video as we wait for the rest of the people to join us. Thank you.
This is the High People Include Everyone program, a groundbreaking initiative bridging the digital and financial inclusion gap in the COMESA region.
We are here in Zambia, scaling our Include Everyone program. We are in partnership with the COMESA Business Council.
My name is Jonathan Pinfo, and I work as Chief Operating Officer for the Digital Financial Inclusion Program in COMESA. So basically, I'm leading the program whereby we are trying to integrate commercial banks and banks within the COMESA region. Apparently, I'm very happy, very excited with the collaboration that we have with the High People.
In doing all of this, we believe that we will collaboratively build an economy that includes and benefits everyone.
Our main focus here in Zambia, we are concentrating on women who are doing cross-border trading, and we have in Mwame, Muchinji, one-stop border, and the COMESA market. So what is it that you're selling here?
Lemon. I'm selling baby clothes and baby trousers. Okay, let me just say on baby clothes, I sell preparation for pregnant people. So I just added the clothes for maybe from 5 years to 10 years children.
Okay. We have interacted with these women, asking them how the business is going, what are some of the challenges they are experiencing.
The challenges that we face more is that when, like for Airtel Money, if someone sends money through Airtel Money, sometimes we have those scammers.
The scammers.
Yeah, scammers. You receive a message that someone has sent money, so can you please transfer that money? Yeah.
How are transactions done?
So do you take mobile money?
Yeah, we will.
You take mobile money?
Yes,
How much?
Yes.
You give me 105.
104. The 5 is for withdrawal charges.
Yes.
How quick can you get your money if I'm to make the transaction here?
You send me into my Airtel account.
Airtel?
Yeah, it's easy to get it at any time and a minute.
What are the challenges they are facing in exporting or importing their goods?
When we order from Tanzania, we change the kwacha into dollar.
Okay.
Then when we send dollar there, then they will change it into shilling. Then they will buy for us.
Okay. How is it? Is it expensive to do that transaction?
It's expensive because there's a certain amount which they deduct.
Pale pa boda fika una pass. Lazima tenga passport. Okay, when going through, we need to go with a passport, not a pass.
And some of the problems they have mentioned is that the taxes are quite high and they are paying a number of them, like 3: agriculture, health, and custom duty.
Process is difficult in
difficult.
both.
Why at the border? What makes it difficult? Duty. It's expensive.
Maybe difference day you can pay less, but another day you pay high.
And then with the transactions, most people prefer cash. You like when they send you mobile money?
No.
You don't like?
Cash.
Why don't you like mobile money?
Withdraw, carry
Withdraw.
percentage.
Oh, they will cut. When you're going to withdraw, they cut.
Yeah.
What do you prefer that they use, cash or mobile money?
Cash.
You prefer they use cash?
Yes.
Why?
Sometimes you can have problem with Airtel money.
How?
Maybe they can send a fake message to you, so I prefer cash because I'm only working.
Which one do you like most, using cash or phone? You like cash. Also at the border, there are no formal forex bureaus. It is just the brokers. And these brokers, they don't have a stable rate. Sometimes the rate is low, sometimes it's high. So someone comes, they don't know what to expect at the border. Maybe they have carried this cash knowing they are going to get a lot of goods, and because of the rate, they end up getting less goods, and also they have wasted time.
You buy things from Malawi while ordering them from here. They're using a smartphone.
It's not possible now because the rates usually change every day.
We are very grateful to all the participants that we have interacted with, the cross-border traders, especially the women. We thank Chipata Town Council for the assistance, the leadership.
It's complicated to trade in Africa, It's really, really complicated, and I think as young people, we must come up with solutions that will make our lives easy, and especially that of our women, our young people, who are the biggest traders, and building the backbones of various economies.
And also, we are grateful to the CBC, Comesa Business Council, and also Comesa Secretariat at large.
We've partnered with the High People Foundation from Uganda to look at how we can leverage these digital solutions in order to improve the lives of women and youth at the bottom of the financial pyramid.
This program, in terms of the collaboration, there are 3 institutions. So we have High People, we have the COMESA, and also our partner, the GES, and we're working collaboratively to see how best do we empower, first and foremost, these women who are facing quite a number of challenges, but also even youth and the rest. And I must say that in as far as the program is concerned, as I said, so we're starting with 2 countries, then we'll go to 8 countries, we'll scale up to 15 countries, and finally we'll have the 21 COMESA countries covered with this program.
Thank you, Zikomo Kwambili.
With generous support from the Gates Foundation and in partnership with Comesa Business Council and CBTA, High People is empowering communities to ensure inclusion and shared benefits
for those interested in last mile inclusion for women. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope it is afternoon for all of you. Yeah, some people might be living their mornings here, but I'm very excited to be here, and I'll go straight to the question. As High People, we've spent the last 20 years of our work dealing what in the past was last mile. For example, when many people were living in Europe and in America and had internet, 20 years ago in Africa, internet coverage was not anything close to 1%. So you could hardly find 20,000 people using internet every day in the whole of East Africa. And that has changed. We are now, that was last mile for internet usage is now the new digitally included. But we've also spent time making sure that we leverage digitization to make sure people are financially included. And in that case, over the years, we've worked with women cross-border traders, with youth, with the so-called vulnerable, and many other groups of people. But in the case of COMESA, we are mostly working with cross-border traders, and which is comprised of majority of women who cover more than 72% of the women cross-border traders across the COMESA region, which is home to more than 660 million people. Last mile is not just an opportunity for everyone in the room here and for ourselves, but because many times I recall a speech by Bill Gates where he was talking about health, wealth, and opportunity. And then from our point of view, we look at it and add dignity and look at how we make sure we create a level playing field for every person, starting with women who are mostly excluded for the last 2 decades. And it comes with a lot of lessons for us and a lot of meaningful outcomes that we think are going to contribute to growing the digital economy, which is the future of the entire world. Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you, Innocent, for that broader explanation of why the Include Everyone program is important for the COMESA region, a region of over 700 million people. Yes, now over to you, Charlotte. To a layman, a lay woman, anyone there, make this make sense. In the context of the Include Everyone program, why is visibility important in supporting last mile financial inclusion? Using examples.
Thank you so much, Nicholas. When you look at digital innovators, each time an innovator sits down to ideate, develop, and implement a product, there is a problem they are trying to solve. And for you to solve this problem, you should be visible, and by being visible, you're going to reach out to your target audience. So referring to the High People Include Everyone program, we have several of them, but I'm going to be looking at our 40 Days 40 Fintechs and the Women in Fintech initiative. So under the 40 Days 40 Fintechs, this is an initiative that shines a light and promotes digital innovations of fintechs that are transforming lives of people who are at the bottom of the financial pyramid. And over the years that I have met these digital innovators, they come up with brilliant ideas, but then with zero visibility. And then the platform that we give them, they are transformed, they change, because by featuring them in this program, they get the visibility that they have been lacking. They're able to reach out their end users and also attract the stakeholders. For example, if to look at, we have Kasaiba, it is an e-ticketing platform in Uganda that we gave a platform, and it attracted a partnership with the government, and right now it is doing e-ticketing for the e-buses, e-mobility buses in Uganda. And also we have also Kawu. It has a digital wallet and savings for schools. It's now in about 200 schools in Uganda. And there's also Kanzu Finance, and it is serving hundreds of circles in Uganda. This has all been possible because of the visibility that we gave them. Of course, if I'm to look at also agri-techs like Hamwe East Africa, that is serving in Uganda, Kenya, and Rwanda, the founder actually did mention that because of the visibility that we gave to them, they were able to, end users are able to benefit because they give them the information they need about the farm inputs that they need. They connect them to the markets. So over the years, we have been able to uplift about 300 fintechs through this program. So surely you can see that visibility is truly very important. Now, when you look at Women in Fintech initiative, we have, through this program, we empower and skill women with digital and financial skills through hackathons and incubation program. We have been able to reach out to over 500, and among these we have over 30 budding entrepreneurs, and also some of these are also working with DFSPs in Uganda, and they are really doing great. So during these, when you all the programs, the speakers that we have had in the previous days, you're talking about how to uplift women, but how do we uplift them unless we bring them out here, train them, of course, like we do with the level 1 project principles that enable them to know if they are innovating, they are designing solutions, what is important, which people are they targeting. These are all the things that they need to know for them to have impact. So these are some of the things that we have done through our programs to give visibility to these digital innovators. Thank you so much, Nicholas.
Thank you, Shout. To everyone here, like Shout has noted, visibility is very important. And to the lady innovators here, I can tell you what Shout is saying are real life stories. Over the past 5 years, through her Women in Fintech initiative that she leads, I'll call it hers because she leads it, she has empowered over 500 women with innovation skills, development schools, among others. And in those past 5 years, those ladies have developed products which serve more than 1 million people in Uganda alone. That is just in Uganda. So that small contribution of 500 women trained, they have since developed products that serve in excess of 1 million people. And these are young women who are developing products and taking them to the market. Now let me speak again to Shout briefly. Away from Uganda, please, we have been implementing the TOT model in Zambia and Malawi. Please make it make sense in numbers. How does it look like?
Thank you so much, Nicholas. So from December, we're able to, like we showed in the video, to interact with informal cross-women border traders from Mami, Muchinji, one-stop board post. And we trained about 120 women, and these 120 women, they were to train at least each 50 women. As you have mentioned, it is under the TOT model. And as we talk now, they have been able to train about 4,000 other women. So that's how the numbers are. And of course, we are looking at training over 50,000 in the next 5 years.
Thank you so much, Shout. So from, like you can see, from 120 women traders who originally trained at the Zambia-Malawi border, in the past 8 months, they have been able to train 4,000 of their peers. And these numbers keep growing. So the information they got, they are passing it on to other people. But let me speak to Doreen. Thank you, Shout. Yes, Doreen, I know you who spent a lot of weeks and days at the Mwami Muchinji border, Chipata area, Malawi, Zambia. When you are speaking to those informal women cross-border traders, what were the main challenges they highlighted that were impeding their success in business?
Thank you, Nicholas. Hi, everyone. So from our groundwork in Uganda, Kenya, and Zambia, and other COMESA countries, we realized that our challenges were not just technical, but they were more about access, identity, and we found out that many merchants still operate informally, and this complicates the KYB and onboarding processes. We found out that payment providers such as mobile money and banks each have different compliance steps, and this also makes it difficult and cross-border inconsistencies. There is also limited awareness, which also leads to limited IIPS, whereby many mobile money, in the Comesa region, mobile money is widely known, but some people still perceive it as very expensive, complex, and risky. You'll find out that in Malawi and Zambia, there is low digital literacy and limited consumer education, which means rural merchants are unaware of digital payments, and their benefits. So, and it becomes even worse in Sudan, South Sudan, where they lack awareness, and it is also frustrated by underdeveloped infrastructure. So during our 2025 Women's Day celebrations, we held a digital and financial literacy training for informal women cross-border traders at Elegu and Nimule, where it also exposed and revealed that 70% of these women could not save or access mobile money using their phones, so we had to take them through a training. And with this, we can drive the adoption. Sorry about that. So to drive the adoption, we must not only build systems, we must build confidence. Here we can work together with governments to simplify merchant identification and also embed IIPS international frameworks where we can see these women leaders, innovators can see more of themselves into the digital economy. And at High People, we have made this our mission to empower and make visible the people who power inclusive financial systems across Africa through our 40 days, 40 fintechs, like Charlotte has mentioned, women in fintech, and through our broader Include Everyone program. Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you, Doreen. Like Doreen has highlighted, of course, she has given examples in Malawi, in Zambia, in South Sudan, in Uganda. Clearly, women are doing business and great business. But again, they need as much empowerment as possible. For example, if you travel around, you go to Uganda, you go to the Uganda South Sudan border of Elegu Nimule, you'll find there are over 10,000 women informal cross-border traders. But when you reach there, most of them are still doing traditional business. They will say we can't use mobile money, it is not reliable. When I cross to South Sudan, my network goes off, so there is an infrastructure problem. When they send me money as a payment, there is no withdrawal fee. So meaning my money is less than received. So as we are developing these inclusive instant payment systems, what are we doing to make sure the ground is ready? Now at High People, we are prioritizing making sure that the ground is ready for the people in the other room. Because like you might see, the people in the other room are developing. But first we are preparing the ground for them. And we are playing the most important role in this. Because a product that's not known won't be used. So, Joseph, take me through. How does High People's focus on content and visibility ensure that instant inclusive payments are not just built, but used by last mile?
Thank you, Nicholas. Nicholas has said a product that is not known will not be used. That was going to be my answer, but let me tell you something. My mother used to always say, so what, whenever I told her something that did not make sense or something that was a bit vague. And when I went to journalism school, my teachers, we used to call lecturers, told me that any story that doesn't answer the so what question is not good enough. Any future story that doesn't answer a so what question is not good enough. When it comes to innovation, any solution that people develop, people in the other room develop, but does not have a so what, does not answer the so what question, is going to stay either in that room or somewhere in between, but will not reach the person it is intended for. That's why for us, we go to the person that it is intended for. We've watched the videos of the ladies in a market. It's a market in a place called Chipata. It's found at a border post between Zambia and Malawi. It's called Mwaimochinji border post. And these are people who did not go to, who did not go far in school. These are people who have feature phones. These are people who don't care about USSD, QR code, those technical words. They just want to use their phone to make a payment. They want to have a phone that can make it easy for them to pay for something beyond the border at the cheapest possible cost, because there is a middleman who is overcharging them if their phone does not have that service that will make it cheaper for them. And we want to tell these stories. We want the person in the other room to see these stories and come up with a solution that is localized to solve that problem. And we believe we've done great. We've had stories from South Sudan. We've had stories from between Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and now we are looking at the Comesa region as a block. And challenges that Doreen has talked about cut across. The woman at that market has similar challenges as the woman between at Elegu or at the border point between Rwanda and Congo. They all want something that solves their most immediate problem, be it agricultural, be it health related, be it business related, be it educational. Which solutions will directly solve that problem at the cheapest possible cost. And that's what, those are the stories that we want the people at the other side of the room to come up with those solutions that inclusive instant payment systems that look at those, that target those solutions and solve them in the right possible way. And that's what iPeople is doing, and we are proud. I would want to thank everyone who is here for being here and hearing this, because if you don't hear these things, if you don't see these things and you act upon them, we are going to remain in that vacuum of the elites and the person at the bottom of the pyramid. We do whatever we think they deserve, and we don't know what they actually deserve. And iPeople is creating that bridge. We are the bridge between innovation and inclusion.
Thank you so much. Like Joseph has noted, we are the bridge between innovation and inclusion. Inclusion, that is last mile inclusion. We strongly believe in last mile because any innovation, fintech innovation, that doesn't address the needs of last mile, it's not an innovation. It is just, for lack of a better word, it's comedy. Because at the end of the day, the elite are already included. in this, on this hotel, on this street, people are swiping cards. So whatever innovation you are going to come up with will be used by them. But if you go down there in the slum, you go in the villages, that's where the actual problems are. Now, as we wind up, I'm going to ask Innocent to help me explain why borders to boardrooms is important to everyone. Why must everyone pay attention to borders to boardrooms? Thank you, Innocent.
Thank you, Nicholas, and thank you, everyone here for coming here again. I'll reiterate on the statements of my colleagues here, Nicholas, Joseph, Charlotte, Doreen. You realize that many times a room like this one will still have the fewer people because solving the real problem is harder. And I'm not saying anything against my colleagues there, as I served as the first and the third community council chair, and I'm also a programmer and an engineer by every right. But because we have also seen it firsthand from our side as very technical people, that if, of course, it is easy for me to sit down and create 10 websites. I remember early in the days when I was teaching in Makerere University, and I wasn't a graduate yet, but because I knew code, it was very easy for me to write code, develop websites for people that they never used. I know of a website that I developed in 2009, and up to date, I don't think it has ever gotten 100 views. But then it is there, and it is good, yeah? And I was paid for the service of developing the website. But like Nicholas was saying, I was developing Comet maybe for some reason, because it was supposed to be for a foundation that is serving last mile people. And I mean, maybe it was serving the donor alone, yeah? And the foundation still gets the money. But when we talk about borders to boardrooms, for us at High People and our partners, we've seen firsthand women grow from becoming from being the receptionists of this world to being the country managers of the innovation space, fintech, digital financial services broadly. We've also seen firsthand the things we do, empowering women with the skills we call most basic. I know for the fact that even us in the room here, there might be some of us, maybe me inclusive, that still suffer with issues to do with financial literacy. I mean, you know about impulse buying. I'm not going against the women to say, but women have always been very, very, very big champions of impulse buying, and they love it. They celebrate it, yeah? Yeah, and you can clap for the women, yeah? But I mean, when it is happening to you, it is okay until when you need some $10 from someone because you used your money in the day when you got it. Now, when we see women that were once just informal cross-border traders, thinking boldly and differently, managing money differently, formalizing, having records, digitizing their businesses and all that, for us it's a typical shift from the border into the boardroom. But then more is being done from our side. We have seen a very evident shift from them just being those women who have leveraged digitization but now become leaders. So they chair boards, they lead other women. Like you've heard about our training of trainers program. The women who were once not educated become teachers who train many other women to become digitally and financially empowered. And the bigger sense is saying, like I started this conversation just right now, saying the technology is available. I mean, I've told, as one of the oldest members of this community, I have told every one of my colleagues, because in the first time we're all technical people, that the technology is actually available, and we know that. Today, when someone wants to develop an instant and inclusive payment switch for a nation, an Infotix of this world, ThinkAds, and any other organization can develop this solution under 3 months, and it is working, and you're testing using live money. Now, the question is that do we even understand the complexity that a woman who trades between Zambia and Tanzania, between Malawi and Tanzania, goes through to have themselves pay someone in Tanzanian shillings? So someone has to go get dollars from a Malawian kwacha and then change dollars later into Tanzanian shillings to have something bought, and then have to go back and sell it in Malawian kwacha. And if someone is not good or fairly good enough at numbers, it means that the next thing is them losing their money without knowing. So you'll find that very many women will end up, and other businessmen, men and women, will end up losing a lot of money in the cycle of them doing a lot of work. And I would want to call it doing a lot of nothing, because they are too busy, but then they don't see themselves growing. Why? Because we have not put enough effort to the efforts that actually make sure that the user has better confidence and trust in the system that we're developing. I mean, from a sense of a penetration tester as a cybersecurity person, I would tell everyone as we develop these solutions that at the end of the day, the shift we want to have from the borders to the boardrooms should first start by building confidence and trust of the users, such that at the end of the day, the user moves in a room not fearing that the AC will get me allergies, because everyone in here is used to being in these rooms. Bring someone else and they say it is cold, I cannot stay in there, maybe there is a problem. Maybe it is a mortuary and something like that. You might take so much time to prove to them that it's not a mortuary because it's cold. And they were told that they keep dead bodies in a place that is cold. So in the same sense, we're saying, can we invest as much effort as we invest in building the technology to ensure that the problems we want to solve are actually solved for those people we want to have the problem solved for? And as I conclude, of course, I said thank you all for coming here, like Joseph said, but I would want to reemphasize that the technology we're building today should be used as a rail for getting so many women from borders to boardrooms. And from our point of view, we look at instant and inclusive payment systems as the last mile hook for financial inclusion for everyone.
Thank you so much, Innocent, with that submission. Like I noted, this has been and is still a very key discussion because it focuses on last mile, who everyone wants to reach. But because we know last mile, we are prepared to work within time. If you have been going through the most panels, most people haven't been keeping time. But we are here at 4 and we knew we had 45 minutes. The panel has used 40 minutes and we have 5 minutes for questions. We take questions now. The microphone. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the panel. That was a very wonderful and insightful deliberation. I think for me, the first one is a comment and the second is a question. The comment being that, with financial inclusion, and the experience has been, especially for sub-Saharan Africa, that until you have scale, sustainable scale, your claim to financial inclusion doesn't tend to hold. So keep going. Don't be dismayed, is what I'm trying to say, because what you're doing is really good work. And my question as a follow-up to that comment is, have you seen any use case or user usage of your solutions from urban centers? So there are cross-border transactions that happen at border towns, and those become like pretty much a need. You're solving a need. Do we have, and to the question of being able to scale, do you see transactions where people in the urban centers in cities like Juba, Kampala, Lusaka are the ones that are doing cross-border transactions? Do you see a trend on that picking up from your vantage point? Thank you.
Thank you. Innocent?
Thank you, Faith. Allow me to respond. We know very well from a factual point of view that the cities you mentioned are probably the biggest hubs of cross-border trade around the region. And definitely transaction happens at the heart of those cities. I mean, for the things that might confuse you in Nairobi, most of the activity you see here is not Kenyan per se. It is a transit city for many people. It is administration going on. The things you see in Kampala, it is a road to very many other countries. And the opportunity that we have seen for the last 20 years, I mean, our conversation is not about COVID, like maybe 5 years ago. Our conversation has been consistently growing about the fact that as you speak about scale, as for us, we want to speak about access first. The opportunity has been very clear that the more people get to learn how to use digital tools, they are going to learn how to use financial solutions. I can tell you one thing we have been doing recently in the last 3 months. We were faced with the challenge of people always telling us about the fact that I have the phone, but I cannot charge it. So we went into a collaboration with a solar company and then got a very affordable kit that we've been giving out as a pilot to thousands of homes. And then we also realize as we speak last mile hook, we also get to understand that before even the phone, there is not going to be a phone without it being able to charge. So many of these people lose a day every 3 days taking their phone to a charging point, but they're in the cities. So when you're speaking all the things we want to speak today, the big opportunity is today, digitization is taking foot. In the cities, as much as we might want to customize for niches, the people that transact in Kampala don't necessarily live in Kampala any day, any time. But then they want to have a P2P functionality. They want to have a P2B or a B2P. I mean, merchant services are now needed by almost everyone. But most importantly, everyone that is transacting in a city's point like Juba, like Kampala and all that, now wants to be sure that off their mobile money wallet, they can pay anyone across the 8 countries around them. That's the biggest opportunity. But then there are forex challenges, then there are other things, the charges for sending money and the likes. But every one of the people wants to do the same thing. But I don't know whether trading from Kenya to China is also cross-border. I don't know how you'd call it, Faith. Is it? Yeah? Yeah, so if it is cross-border, now every country will go to in the commercial region. It's the next big opportunity. People want to be able to pay, but WeChat is not integrated with any of our solutions. People want to be able to pay India, but they cannot be able to pay all that side. So the opportunity is really making sure now we maximize the digital dividend. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Innocent. The timer here says time is up, but we can take one more question if there is still one. Yes, usually when I was studying, my university lecturer used to say whenever there is silence, it is because he has taught and everyone has understood everything, but all because I thank you so much.